All right, here we go for a quick league. Decided to play some curses. I found a pretty sweet list. So I'm gonna try this out. So the purpose of this deck is to get Curse of Misfortune in play. To get to look for more curses. You can get a lock with Curse of Dishold and Overwhelming Splendor for creatures, or Creality. They lose 5 life each turn. Whenever they draw the drains for 2. So those are some ways to win. Saga obviously is its own win con. Um, Karn finishes off. Leyline's great, I think, versus Delver right now. March of Wretched Sorrow is something I'm trying, and I haven't tried this before. So you can exile any number of black cards, cost 2 less, and then it deals damage to a creature or a planeswalker, and it gains life. So that's pretty cool versus Delver, and the fact that it can planeswalkers is a pretty big game to be able to kill Narsets and taps. Um, I think that's like pretty relevant. Oh shit! I must have got you at the title, huh? So yeah, I'm trying out 2 Roadside Reliquaries, which is a land I really like in 8 Mulch. I think that's a pretty sweet one with the Sagas, Leylines, Curses, Artifacts. Like it seems like a pretty pretty legitimate card. So we'll give that a shot. And then they said March of Wretched Sorrow. I'm gonna try out. Sideboard, your normal Karn package, and then just 8, you know, 3 drops that no one wants to see. Great for creatures, great for combo. Actually, Opposition Agent is really good for even versus some fair creature decks. Overall, oops, got rid of a Thrawn Foundry. So yeah, I don't know. It definitely has some little twist. I haven't played it in a couple months. Definitely not since Boseju's been around. So let's just see if it still has some game. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you agree or disagree with the list. I'm not sure. Are you even if you're even playing, still playing curses or on humans or what you're up to? Turn 1 Trinisphere seems reasonable. All right, we got the Eat of Force. That's pretty good. Yeah, I thought you were on humans, so I figured as much. The basic land is interesting. Could be like Sneak and Show. Doesn't seem like a Delver start. That's not bad. It's not great, but not bad. Let's see if we can fight through a Force in a Daze. Yeah, looking like Sneak and Show to me, but oh my god, if it's Sneak and Show and we get to put in Overwhelming Splendor, jeez. Jeez, that would be such a big game. Oh my god. Damn it. Just a really bad Delver hand. That's astonishing to me that they kept that. Alright, at least we have something free to put in the Chromox, so that's cool. Or we can get Brainstone, I guess. We have some options actually. We could Brainstone it back, or we could just get rid of it with Chromox. I think we're on the Construct beatdown plan versus a DRC here. And then we can get with the second saga, we can get Brittle Effigy to take care of a Murktide. So that seems pretty good. The deck doesn't have a Shadow Spear, which may be wrong. Oh, there's a March. We get to see if that's any good. All right, so this one gains this, which we say fine too. Yeah, I think we just make a dude right now. Then we search for an artifact. With this one, I'm thinking Chromox. Okay. Splendor. Then we get to play a Mox Opal. All right, and now we could go for the March of Wretched Sorrow on this right now, which seems pretty good. Well, I'm gonna attack first, and then I'll probably do it on their upkeep to shut off Force of Negation. I mean, it's bad if they exactly brainstorm into Delirium, but I don't think it's getting much better. And they're forcing that. That's huge. Wow. March of Wretched Sorrow doing work already. And what did they get rid of? They got rid of an iteration? That's so big. Our constructs might just be too big. There's a legitimate chance. There'll be 6/6s next turn. And then we get Effigy. So that's pretty solid. And they put a card on top, which is scary. It has to be a Murktide, right? Or another iteration. Yeah, Murktide. So Murktide is a 7. Sure, we can that's not the end of the world, honestly. That's like a little annoying, but it's okay. City. City, you say, huh? Yeah, I think we just get Brittle Effigy here. And then next turn we could pop it and attack for the world. So yeah, I think we just pass for a turn. Yeah, I guess so. I saw a list with it, and that's my mindset. Is one, it does that, and two, it gains life, which is pretty relevant. So between those two things, it seems to make sense. So I obviously will find matchups where one's better than the other. Like, all right, so here the DRC would have been gone. Because they could, but they would still have a force in hand. So they get a flooded strand. We're fine with that. We're just gonna murder this and attack for 15, which seems pretty good. Because we take care of this, they have to chump with this. That's big. If we can win through double force days, that would be pretty impressive for the first game. Facing the best deck in the format. Our sideboard doesn't really have much for this. I think we just want to have our main deck do the work. Like, Plague Engineer is good versus, like, Delver and Unflip DRC only, so. Chromox is kind of sick. Because they're going to go back up to. So, yeah, either they have to chump and this will be no good. So I like that. So because they chump, they go to 10, and they have 3 life left, or I can put, no, I think just playing Chromox is good here. I don't think we're going to get the card anyway. Sick. Alright. Through double force. That's certainly not too. Do you sideboard in, like, Plague Engineer versus Delver? I don't think you would. I mean, we do have Leyline, I guess, which shuts off the DRC. But, or do you just run it back? I don't hate running it back. Do you, like, bring in a Vault over a Karn? Yeah, because I was gonna say Karn, like, you're never gonna get to, like, do Karn shit. So typically when I played, like, colorless decks, I would always cut Karn versus Delver. So you think Plague Engineer is better than Opposition Agent, right? I'd think. Splendor, Karn. Oh yeah, because you want to bring in the Helm. That makes sense. And you cut the Splendor because it's dead most of the time, which makes sense. You don't want to draw it. And then you want to bring Bridge because Bridge I could see being a little dicey. Bridge I could see since we can't really remove it. I'm worried it's gonna get like meltdown or something. Um, Plague Engineers. What about Vault? Would you bring in the 21st land? Get an extra land versus Delver? Or Crucible too. Crucible's actually pretty good. I guess versus the Wasteland deck and Recurring Sagas. On the draw, I don't hate Bridge. I'll definitely try it out. Um, yeah, meltdowns or even energy fluxes. I've seen him playing now. You know, it's kind of a shit show. Um, I don't know. Let's try something like this, and we'll know if like Crucible and Ensnaring Bridge could have been more Plague Engineers. I'll just try this out. Yeah, and you know that's a good idea for Vault. Um, I think one reason for Volt to go on the board is that it's so bad versus uh this is just a very fair hand that can take care of I think I keep this. Do you keep this? I like that we just go Swamp and then Saga Wretched Sorrow your DRC. That seems pretty reasonable. It's not busted. But like I don't think the busted hands are really gonna get there on the draw versus Daze deck anyway. Hmm. We do have the Dark Rip where we may get a curse out. We don't have Leyline though. I'm gonna mull it. I'm gonna mull it. Yeah, I'm happy we mulled it. That was a good mull. We get rid of the Mox here. This pr pretty good. Pretty good. And if they kept the hand with like meltdowns and stuff, it'll have no text. So that's pretty solid. Taking away the text of meltdown and energy flux and Murktide, like by this keeping this is pretty great. So this is a situation where your mulligans could really affect what they mold. Like they mold the 6 probably looking for certain hate, and then we just sort of made it pointless. And now this March is going to kill this, and because it'll never get Delirium, which is pretty solid. They got rid of an Expressive, which is a pretty good grindy card, so... Second Leyland's not super. We'll pretend it is. It's good for Chromox, like, exactly. Yeah, I think how we boarded made sense. That's good. They didn't pop Bauble, which is interesting. Okay. Yeah, the fact that they're doing it there and not trying to draw a card is pretty... Oof, Saga's so good. They didn't have a Wasteland. I think I'm gonna play the Saga out because the upside is it's just so astronomically high. I had to run upstairs real quick to my wife, but I'm gonna play Saga because the upside is just so high. I'm gonna do it on upkeep. And they knew about the Saga anyway, so they would sandbag like a Wasteland for it. And I think honestly, Soul Lands are just better for us anyway. Or do I want to do a draw step? Honestly, maybe draw step's better because I don't want them to filter their draw with a counter spell. But they're gonna draw too, so it doesn't matter. Right? Yeah, let's just do that. All right, I will be right back. I'm gonna refill my water bottle. Sorry about that. So they topped anyway, and they did have days, so we play that into days. But either they wasteland this. All right, so now this is online. So okay. As I say, a non-painful land might be the best draw. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, is he great? Like, I don't know. It really depends. I know what you mean, but like, oh, that's interesting. So this is where this is great. Because I can exile Leyline, do 2 to this, or do 4 to this, gain 4, and then make a token. That sounds so sick. Oh, no, it costs 2 less, so gain 2. Yeah, that sounds so good. Like here, I think this is a reason that this is good. I don't know. You can make arguments for both. Yeah, the pitching is real good. Like, oh, extra ley line. Like, all right, and like for 1 mana, that's so. And it's life gain, which is not insignificant, you know. Let's see what they flip to. Brainstorm, yeah. And they force, okay. But they have Brainstorm on top, so they're probably not gonna, like, they're not getting any value out of Surveils, so that's good. Okay. So they have Brainstorm unknown. Do I trade here? I think I do trade, honestly. Because if I trade here, I take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at 10. Then it's attacking me for. I'm at 7 realistically as of this moment. I mean, they have Brainstorm, and they're not brainstorming. Do they have Force then? I'm actually gonna trade because I think like we win with Curse, honestly, before we win with damage. Yeah, and this can, because this can get Brittle Effigy and take care of this, so that's not bad. Okay. I think I get rid of this right now. Yeah. So we can get rid of Delver now, or we can play City of Traders and play around Days for the Curse, which I think is probably just better. I think they have another Force because they didn't brainstorm right away. But I think this is our best chance to resolve Curse. They are on a mold of 6. Of course they have it. They never don't have it. That's the Delver way. I mean, we read they had it, but it's like either they start brainstorming and things just get worse. So they really have nothing going on as they draw like explosive iteration, and we do have an Urborg, so we can use this without taking any damage. Trinisphere is actually sick, right? This is Bolt. Wow, it was Bolt. What a brutal top deck. Brutal. So we're dead to a lot now. They had double force bolts, so yeah, maybe I should have used this turns earlier. It's tough to say. Oh, Roadside Reliquary, huh? Wow, big game Roadside Reliquary. Yeah, I know they need a land, so let's just get this out of here. Next turn, Roadside drawing 2 could get us out of this. No, you can't do anything. Alright. I guess technically I should do it right now, so they can't do some weird removal spell, even though you won't play anything. Let's just draw 2 now. Sick. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Fuck. Okay. That's not. I thought we were gonna get bolted. No, we're 1 short. Oh no, we go to 1. I think we go to 1, right? Okay. Okay. They gotta find a bolt off the top. Wasteland me, yep. And that's a nice dub. What a sick dub. Alright, 1-0. 1-0. But Leyline, yeah, Leyline was insane, right? And then we vamp Tutor for the nuts. Like, it's pretty good. Uh-oh, they're 4-0. They are 4-0. Can we Dream Crush? This is a good fair hand. I think we keep good fair hands, and we have top end too. Would you keep a fair hand, or do you always mull for like a Trinisphere? Because this seems fine. Like, we could hit Dark Rich and stuff to like, we have the Tomb for a turn 1, like, versus an unknown opponent. Turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Tomb, where like their dazes and forces don't matter, is so big. Having double curse, so one gets countered, it's no big deal, is nice. The fact that we have 2 Cruel Reality and Curse of the Told, like, lowers the value a little, I think. Oh, this is a tough one, honestly. Yeah, it's like when you look at this part, and we get to go to 6. What a terrible 6. Should have kept the 7, huh? Splendor and Death Salt. Oh man. If it had a Chromox, I would probably keep it, but I gotta keep. Put back Urborg. Predation. So we can see what they're doing and see if we want to Chalice or Saga. I like that. They're probably Delver. They're 4-0. Oh, is it Burn? It's Burn. I always lose to Burn. I never could beat Burn. Let's hope they just kept a bunch of 1-drops. Eidolon? Okay, so we just play... Oh, 1 turn! Yeah, we just play Eidolon and pass, I mean... And just hope they get flooded with 1-drops, I think. It's such a tilt. We get to trade, because we have Chalice, we could trade here, which is pretty good. Let's see if they have Price of Progress, like one of the only 2-drops. Yeah, checks out. That checks out. They need Price and Fire Blast. Eidolon. If I can trade here, then next turn we can get a, well, I'm trading here because this is gonna do 2, or I do 2, like, to get it off the board, so that's pretty straightforward for me. It's only bad if they really have multiple main deck Price of Progresses, and we got hit by both of them. God, that's such a tilt, man. That's such a tilt. And we draw Chrome Mox, huh? I just have to bank on them not having anything. And I can get Mox Opal and play Curse here. Yeah, I have one chance. Trinisphere could lock him out here. Trinisphere actually shuts off a lot of draws, right? No, my question is, should we Trinisphere here or Curse? Trinisphere lock shuts off Fire Blast. If they top deck it, it would delay this by one turn. This also shuts off them drawing like an Eidolon. Yeah, Mox Opal is giving us some options. I think I'm going to Trinisphere. Alright. Of course. Of course. Alright, well. They top deck another Price of Progress. So they drew land. Oh, light up the stage? I'm glad Trinisphere is in play. Okay. Oh, if they draw a card with this, we gain 2 life. Which is pretty funny. Now I just get Cruel Reality, right? Just sort of make them die fast. It's like a 2-turn clock, right? Wretched Sorrow is actually a big game. Draw a card with this. Draw a card with this. Let me gain 2 life. Yes! Out of Fire Blast Rage. I think we got there. I'm glad we put the Trinisphere in play. And look at this. March of Wretched Sorrow versus Burn. Yeah, I actually played that a little while ago. It's on my YouTube. If you check that out, there's a video a couple months ago. I forgot what I called it. Oh, like ill-gotten gains. Yeah, we're in ill-gotten gains with it. Wow, what a win though. Yo, did someone type F in chat? Why would you type F in chat? Look at this. All right. Um, probably cut Carnes, right? Cards never winning. Just try to like punk them. Get some Plague Engineers maybe. Splendor I might want to leave in though. Maybe not. What if we just do this? What a sick win. That was unexpected. Burn. Oh, I always die to burn. Always die to burn. But anyway, good mulligans on by us. All right, let's try that. But yeah, you could check out that. And right at the hope that link works. Yeah, and there's a video somewhere there. This is 2 mana, 3 mana. I'm gonna keep March. Could be really good. I want to try March, and we have a ley line, so Helm's a good draw. So let's try it. Chain Lightning me, you got it. Oh my god, that's gonna be so good to get rid of. I'm actually gonna ditch a Plague Engineer here, I think. Yeah. Hopefully they play an Eidolon. Smash the Smithereens would be a fucking feel bad though. I'll tell you that. Okay. Damn, 1 mana off of our curse. So we just play Saga and pass. And we really hope we get a target for this March, because then I can do X's 4 right now, which would just be so awesome. Alright, we're definitely low. Play Eidolon, play something. Yes! Oh my god, are you here, Reaple? Are you here to watch like the glory that is March of Wretched Sorrow? Watch this. Oh my god. That's fucking disgusting. Gained 4? Ugh. Alright, let's see if it's good enough. We're dead if they have... No, they can't have double price. If they have Bolt price... Fire Blast doesn't even do it? Oh, Swift Spear doesn't matter. Alright, we won. We got this. There's no way they can win now. Unreal. We crush this person's trophy dreams. Just take the trophy dream right out of their hands. I guess we just get like a brittle effigy, I guess. Doesn't really matter. I guess brittle effigy does 5 damage to them essentially because we can... Sick. Wow. Feeling good. Delver and Burn, 2 very aggressive decks. And sequence things just right. Yeah, but honestly, you think Burn's a good matchup? I thought Burn's a little tough, so I was pretty happy about that. Burn, I always seem to play decks that just get like burned out, right? They have like the prices and Fire Blast when they need them. We just got very fortunate things lined up well. All right. 2040. Yeah, I think it really depends. Like, if you catch, like, honestly, I think like Jeskai control, like like the non-Uro control decks probably have a lot of trouble. Uro just gaining 6 obviously is such a beating with like 6 forces. Great games, Nevitt. Thanks for coming. Yeah, if you want to see the chat. Falkenog with the sub. What a boss. Thank you so much. You are... I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. And Nevit, it was nice to play against you. I'm sorry I saw you were 4-0. You know, and Burn's a beast of a deck to go 4-0 with. That's pretty that's pretty impressive. So, but if you want to see the deck, exclamation point deck list. Is it deck list? There you go. That's the deck list you were asking about, so you could just check that out. Definitely super fun. Um, and yeah, just really like I decided haven't played in a couple months. I think Prismatic Ending, Force of Vigors, Boseju's running around are pretty difficult. So you just got to run into the right things and play tight. You know, it still has Chalice and Trinisphere, right? If you turn one Trinisphere, like you could still just you could beat a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, thank you so much for the sub, Prime sub, that Bezo money. Thanks, man. Appreciate. Oh, you got that first badge. Oh yeah, I think there's like 3 more first badges to go. Not into. God damn it, Tony! You son of a bitch! Why do we always face Tony? I always face the. I'm like 1-5 versus him. I am happy to put opposition agents in the sideboard. Opposition agents. This is a pretty easy. Sometimes he plays colorless post in leagues. And we are in the draw. Chalice is a lot worse. We don't have a black. If we draw a black source, we have curse, which is, um, you know, basically overwhelming splendor is how we win. We just have to fade like a Boseiju. Do we want to roll the dice and try to hit a black source? How many black sources do we have? Um, so we have 6 swamps, 2 Urborgs. That's 7, 8. 4 Chromoxes, 12 black sources, and we have 2 draw steps to hit 12. I don't like those odds. So does that mean you're keeping Ripple? You're just gonna keep and because like I guess Karn's are good draws, right? It's had 16 good draws in three turns. With 16 good draws, I'd probably more likely to keep it. Um, yeah, I think so too. This is What is this? This is. Nah, we're gonna mull. I think we just have to keep this bottom ley line and a land, and just hope to hit an ancient tomb or a mox. Like ley lines are never good versus Tony. And I'd probably get rid of a swamp actually, keep the Urborg in case we get an ancient tomb later. But it's a mull to 5, so we just have to keep it. Yeah. Let's see if it's colorless or green. Green. So you get to see the master at work. It's a pretty good draw. Shutting off maps and other shit is reasonable. That's not great. Forest. Okay, so you're gonna. Oh, Thought Not Seer? No, he's on the Stompy version. Look at that. What a luck sack. And I draw 1-drop. That's too funny. All right. What a luck sack. So Chalice is bad, and we thought it had some text, but it actually has none. Oh, did I really draw 1-drop, 1-drop? God, this card actually is very good. It's actually very good versus that, but we can't play it. All right, so of course this version we're like essentially stone cold to. Is this summoning trap? Oh, he's such an asshole. I hate this fucking guy. All right, buddy. You got it. You got it. Whatever we do, it's wrong. You know, it's one of those things. Opposition agent, I don't even think is good, but Chalice doesn't have text. And that's it. Damn, there goes everything we fought so hard for. By the way, I love Tony. This is all just banter, but he bodies me all the time. He's such a good player. Normally Glacial Chasm or something that I can't answer. God, these hands have been so slow. Like no Tombs, Moxes, or Dark Rits. Wow. I guess we just have to keep this and yeah, I mean I'm gonna keep this. I guess March won't have text. Do I want to put Leyline into play though? I don't think so. I think I want to use it as a black card for uh I'm ready for this to get Force of Vigored, and then we could scoop. Of course you have it, Tony. Of course you have the Spyglass. Why don't you have the Chalice? Now they get the name Karn, but at least we can Brainstone it away. Um, which is like our nice little ghetto trick. But this matchup has to be unwinnable, right, Reaple? Like, essentially like green Stompy post or whatever you want to call it. Well, that's the worst possible draw. That's cool. I guess I'm just gonna do this, honestly. I'm just gonna try to make huge sagas and hope for the best. Like Thought-Knot Seer me. We're gonna have 5/5s that can attack through a Thought-Knot Seer. I can get Mox Opal, and then that lets us Brainstone. Or Brittle Effigy is removal. I think I'm gonna get Brittle Effigy. And just hope that it's good enough. Yeah, it's just like you have to hope they don't have Force of Vigor, right? Like, oh, did I talk shit about Glacial Chasm? How does he always have it? Oh my god. Always has this fucking card. Naturally, no crop rotations needed. Just like always has it. And it's not even a card you want, right? Like you don't want this in your hand unless you're Tony. Sure. So I put back. Oh my god, there's nothing even good. Attacking for spite. The natural Glacial Chasm is just, it's such a tilter. Especially when they have Yavimaya. Alright, buddy. Jesus Christ. Save some pussy for the rest of us. Like, what a maniac. This guy just destroys me all the time. Oh, Toady. The natural Glacial Chasm. What do you bet we go like 2-0-4 after this? He's gonna jump in chat and be like, "Sucks, man." Guy's a stone cold killer, and he just started his league. I just gave him like a 5-0. Let me see if I can find that list that just dominated us. Where his little, I knew we were gonna face a Stompy version, but when I saw the forest, I'm like, maybe not. Yeah, I thought we were gonna face maybe that The other one. Oh, it's this one. So let's see. Yeah, postboard 4 Force of Figures, obviously. The one Glacial Chasm, Natty in hand. I would have felt less bad if the elf got it. Man, our hands have not been impressive. Even though we're 2-1, or the hands have just been really, really hard. Keep. We just turn one Karn here? It has to be just turn one Karn. If we slow roll, we can go. No, it has to be turn one Karn. Oh shit, what? What do we do here? I wasn't expecting this to resolve. I'm out of my depth. I'm just out of my depth. Probably get liquid metal coating, I guess. It's just like my blind feeling. Probably just liquid metal, right? Sackman Feg. Interesting. They're thinking if it's worth even playing anything, or to keep it hidden for a post board. It's some D&T. Yeah, they were thinking about whether or not just to scoop. So that makes sense. I think they probably should have. Honestly, it's like you're never racing, right? Non-Urion D&T. A Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter and 60 card D&T? That's a thing, I guess. Okay. I actually can't tick down. Yeah. So we just tick up. Okay. If we empty our hand, we can get Ensnaring Bridge in play. Wow, we just are literally drawing drawing all the basic swamps. That sucks. At least his art is really nice. I hope you guys like that art. It's like some promo swamp. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Are they gonna go to discard or play land? Mox Amber? Oh, there we go. My dog's barking. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm unsure. So now we get to gain 1,000,000 life. And we just get lattice. You got me. Alright. Now we win in... Like, are they playing for a clock? Like... what? Multiple Mox Ambers. They're running multiple Mox Ambers. That's something you're allowed to do. Like, I'm learning way more about their deck than they're learning about mine. I think. For what? Okay. The old lethal liquid metal coating. Okay. All right. This is like some weird. Um. Looks like a very weird Death and Taxes with Mox Amber. What am I cutting? Typically, I don't like Chalice because of Flicker Wisp, but this is a really weird version. um. Obviously, Leylines don't really have text, I guess. I could also just bring in opposition agents. Just bring in, like, if they're doing weird stuff, I don't know. Maybe cut chalices on the draw, something like that. Cut leylines and chalices, and just bring in a bunch of creatures that could, like, block, or if they have recruiters and weird stuff. I don't know. I'll try it. Like, I'm not certain at all, but it seems, like, it seems to make sense. Oh, oh my. Certainly interesting. Mox Amber. Huh. Turn 1 Karn looked pretty good, though. I'll say that. Well, they're giving us a lot of time to think about it. I feel like Trinisphere may be good. Because they could top deck Mox Amber, some weird. Odds are they're going to play a lot of 1-drops, so maybe Chalice is good. On the play, I'll probably bring Chalice back in over Opposition Agent. Having Cruel Reality in hand makes his hand pretty bad. If this is a Plague Engineer, I think I'd snap it off. The mana's iffy, and it's basically a mulligan, so... Okay. Keep this, get rid of... I guess a Swamp. Swamp or probably Chromox, I guess. No, Moxable. Moxable will turn on once I get Saga going, but I guess I could just search it at that point. I don't know, I'm gonna go to Chromox. Yeah, I was gonna say it's some weird thing like this. Okay. Curse of Death's Hold. They're running Wasteland and Ghost Quarter though, which is kind of weird. We're gonna get beat down by a bunch of legendary 1/1s, are like 2-power 1/1s. There's like a new dog or something that's also, right? Ajando, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. It always costs 1 to use. That makes sense. Yep. Alright, going to 3 mana a turn early is not insignificant. Stony Silence. Okay. That certainly makes my idea worse. I think you still have to do it. Maybe I should have been more patient and just played like a turn 1 swamp but did nothing with it. I don't know. That seems a little sus. But they slow rolled like, oh yeah, Stony Silence and Mox Amber. I forgot about that combo. You can't use it anymore. I forgot about that. Oh my god. Kentucky and Stony Silence? Oh man, that's too funny. Sure. Double Darkrit, you say? Um, Alright. I think we have to go on the attacks. Alright, they have 3 lands. Sure. Alright. Let's see if we die in 19 turns. Alright. We have something to play after we draw our lands, so... Curse of Dishold is probably pretty reasonable. Wow. Draw a Chrome Box, that sucks. Alright, that's kind of a pain. Alright. That could be good. It's something I can cast with a land that's gonna get wastelanded. Imagine if we died to this. 19 attacks. Because it's a soul land, I think I actually just try to sandbag it. Like, opposition agent is like okay, but like a swamp or an Urborg or a saga to get wasteland would be much better. They drew a card that mattered, I guess. It's the first time they took a little break after their draw step. Yeah, I'll play that. Because that's sort of like begging to get wastelanded, so that's pretty nice. What the fuck is this? Otherworldly something? That thing? Yeah. Had to be. Uh-huh. Sure. Mm-hmm. Do 3, gain 3. Wow, that's kind of rough. Am I actually going to trade an opposition agent with an Isamaru? I think I am. What are the odds they have another one, right? It's the only thing that makes sense. Another Isamaru. An Archon. That's interesting. What can I get? I can get Crucible Worlds, which is pretty good, I guess. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Hold on. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. Just gain 3. These things gaining 3 has been pretty good. Alright, let's animate Trinisphere to block. If they plow Trinisphere, I really don't care, so. It just keeps Karn alive. Yeah, like, they plowing Trinisphere is pretty good for us. Big pop. Oh, and another legendary permanent enters play. That's funny. And they just do. Oh, that counts as a legendary permanent. That's funny. I'll just creep from behind and ask you what your interests are. They already used 2 plows, so. Up the next one. Eggs and Welch's great. They did get rid of my Curse of Deathhold though. So it's probably cruel reality to make them start sacking their creatures. I can. There's an ensnaring bridge, but. Oh, they top decked the plow, huh? That sucks. Kill Karn? Oh, that's so good. As long as they don't have removal for this, that's so good. If they also have removal for this, then it's pretty bad. Ben's is Ben's to my friends, and it feels stupendous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, a pedal with your Stony Silence. Cruel Reality. When you call me Big Pop. When I see some ladies tonight, they should be having my baby. Yeah, I'm definitely going to throw an opposition agent here just to keep my life total high. Why would they do that? Like, this would just kill it. And a Leonin Arbiter. Oh my god, I had an auto yield. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Mm-hmm. I'm doing that because this is gonna get Cruel Reality Overwhelming Splendor, which makes this a base power 1/1. Oh, because there's counters and Brog. Okay. Sheesh. Alright. I guess I should attack, right? But, alright, I think it doesn't matter. I think we're in garbage time. Goddamn Tony costing us the trophy. Do. That Stompy version is so good. I don't know why it doesn't play in a challenge. Nothing to get right. Okay. Yeah, now we just attack. Just attack for 2. So they're dead next turn. We have 2 power, 5 power. Alright. God. 20200220. Tony's our nemesis. Mr. Murata. The postmaster. It's a real pain. So yeah, this is what he beat us with. And I don't think we have any shot in the world. This looks like it's just entirely designed to ruin my day. He just cuts 4 chalices for 4 Force of Vigors, calls it a day. That's a feel bad. Do. Alright, see if we can get a... Oh, we're both 3-1. Both playing for those 5 chesties. God, we haven't had those turbo hands. Those turn 1 Trinispheres. Ugh. God, this feels so bad. It's like... So you go... I guess you go... I don't even know what you go. I guess you just go like Chelsea. Versus an unknown person. They have 6, so it's probably Moon Stompy, and we're gonna die. Our Saga won't have text. Honestly, Blood Moon wouldn't be that bad, though, I guess. We'd lose Saga, but then we could, like, we wouldn't lose this, and we have our black source anyway, so... Let's see what they're on. F6 thing could be a couple things. Moderate Prison's the first thing that comes to mind. Reanimator players normally won't pass priority. They'll be like, are you sure what you know what you're playing? Mountain. Is it burn? That would be cool. It's not burn, though. Yikes. So he actually gets to cast this. They reveal something 3 or greater. We can check something 3 or greater. Oh, it is this, huh? Well, in this case, we get rid of Blood Moon. I mean, they could Fury next turn, I guess. I mean, they could Firelook Squad. And then I just take 4. But then they'd have to use the Simian Spear Guard, and that's real far away. I'm going to take Blood Moon. I think one of the ways we win is Saga, so. But I could be wrong. City. They top deck another Blood Moon. Lol. Magic is hard sometimes, and sometimes it's not. And like, that's just the way Magic is. If you take Firelux, they top, like, that's the Thoughtseize bug. So, yeah. All right. So we're gonna be in rough shape. This is a 5-turn clock if they brick, and they're probably not gonna brick. All right. How do we beat Moon Stompy? It doesn't seem that hard, I don't think. We cut Trinispheres and Chalices and bring in Plague Engineers and Opposition Agents. For like Goblin and just a... Yeah, that card doesn't have text. But we're dead next turn. I'm trying to think what we could draw. We take 4, go to 8. If they play Fury, we're dead with... That's 10. Yeah, they just play that, right? So we can't draw anything, actually. Yeah, the Blood Moon off the top. It's pretty good Magic card. I guess I can draw that the March. March would actually get me in. March would Time Walk and let me gain like 6, right? Yeah. Nope. Sometimes decisions just don't matter. So we'll cut Trinispheres, Chalices, and 1 Leyline, I guess, just to leave in some outs, but alright. It would make sense we lost to 2 Stompy style decks, which doesn't seem to be this deck's strong suit. I keep and lose the Blood Moon, I guess. Just keep and lose the Blood Moon. We hit 4 Saga. You know, you run 4 Saga, you're gonna hit a Saga and die. So. Charleston 0. I'm glad I played that out. I was on the fence, and I'm glad I did. See if they have the moon or it's just a goblin. Fucking, when is it not the moon, huh? That's what I want to ask you. Frustrating. Sure. Sure. Our draws were. Our 2 draws were 2 cards? That sucks. And they play a goblin. Yeah, the game pretty much played itself. I don't think you can mold this hand that has such high upside. Sure. Alright. We get a pity chest after all that. So crush anything that isn't Stompy and die to Stompy. Those are the lessons I have learned. Let's open a treasure chest. We open a Nomad's Assembly. And Sky Swimmer Koi. Ooh, a Sky Swimmer Koi might have to be my thingy. And then we got 25 play points, which is what you'd sell it for. So that's not too bad. Overall thoughts on the deck is the deck felt good versus fair decks, and I think like even unfair decks, I think we have a shot. Right? It's like you're facing Stompy in particular. Like we're a worse Stompy deck because Blood Moon crushes us, and then Big Mana has Force of Vigor. So of the Stompy decks versus other Stompy decks, we're definitely at the low end of the totem pole, and it was proven. These were great. Like if you imagine if that was traditional post and all the Green Suns and Elvish Reclaimers and crop rotations are shut off, we're so much better off. Play Engineer I think is fine. You need that for like Death and Taxes. What we just faced, you'd name Goblin. Regular Elves. Again, Elves we have 8 cards to bring in that are just insane. You probably cut Karns and like some other nonsense. Karns and Leylines maybe. And then you have like 8. Then you have like Trinister's Karns opposition. Like this probably stomps on Elves, which is something I enjoy to do. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you all for hanging out. And I think Straz Daddy is still streaming. I finished my league in like record time. So raid him with like the 4 people that are here. All right. Take care all. Bye. Have a good night.